Welcome to this look at a forgotten map by me on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on southern Blackforest. I'm just going to move because the first thing I was going to say was the sound effects and noises on this map are quite loud. So I'm just going to move the way. Now this may be the first in a series of videos that I'm going to entitle The Forgotten Maps. I had a couple of people message me about a couple of different maps over the last few days, asking me questions about them, and they always start with, did you do a map tour on this? I've been looking through your list of map tours and can't find it. And often I'll come back and say, yeah, I'm sure I did, and then I've been looking and there are a few I think I have missed when I've either been on holiday or when I've been travelling or doing things at different points. Now this one had an update recently, and the update to it was simply wood chip sales now also accept bales. Fantastic. And I looked and thought, okay, Southern Blackforest has been updated. I'm on Southern Blackforest, by the way. This is by Albi. Did I not say that? 186.88 megabytes download. So I went through my list of all my thumbnails of map tours and couldn't find it. And I thought, okay, well, I'll load it up. I'll come on. If I come on straight away and it's immediately familiar, then quite clearly I have done it. For some reason, I've lost the thumbnail. So I came on. Nope. Don't recognise this at all. And there are some quirks on this that would stand out to make me remember. Things that I would have thought, oh yeah, I remember doing this. So, here we are. A mop-up. We're going to have a look at this map. So, there is one required mod for this, and it is the CLAAS Dominator 108SL MAXI from Giant Software. It doesn't download automatically. Now, you don't have to have it. If you download that yourself, it puts it on the map at the vehicle dealership for you to use whenever you want. So it's owned by the vehicle shop. You don't own it, but you can use it whenever you want. If you don't download it, it won't be there. So if you don't want it, you don't have to. That's probably why it doesn't download automatically. That's the only mod that downloads automatically. If we go into build mode, we'll start on there first. Under sheds, Albi has put in some sheds, a selection to choose from. Under silos, we've got a hayloft. I think these are just to fit them onto the map. Nothing dramatically has changed, like capacities or anything like that. Manure heap, we'll get to that in a little while because that's got a note in the details of the map, which is curious. The fact the map had an update and this didn't get fixed. I'll explain that when I get to it. If we go to, I think we've got containers, we've got some fuel tanks. Under tools, we've got a jet wash. Under farmhouses, we've got a selection of farmhouses. Then if we go to production and sell points, we've got out on the end, we've got a stone crusher. There we go. Stone crusher agribusiness, stone crusher recycling centre, and pizzeria. Again, nothing that stands out as being mega different. They take fairly standard stuff as far as I can tell. We do have a greenhouse, and if we go to animals, there are animal pens. Again, these sort of fit into the countryside, should I say. They've just been adjusted to fit. So we have got under cows, horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, nothing under bees. Then under decoration, what did we have? I think it was just painting textures. There was nothing under decoration. Under landscaping, I think we had some extra paint textures. Yeah, some tile work for floors and that kind of thing. Other than that, fairly standard. So I'm going to always up the hill here. We've got an electricity charge point should you wish to charge your electricity vehicles, just there. I'm going to head down the hill. I meant to put in a vehicle. That's right, we'll do the first bit on foot. So, come around the back here. We have got the village store sell point. I do love it when you get like odd things like shopping trolleys and stuff just left lying around. So, village store is just here. Across the way is the pizzeria. Just here. If we head up behind the church, I think the church is one of the ones that doesn't have a lot of loud sound effects. Now, what stood out to me on this, which made me think if I'd have done a map tour on this and just forgotten, that was the sort of thing I would remember, is the farms. Now it does say in the description there are 3 farms. I count 4 with a couple of extra sort of pasturey bits, so could just be me. But we come round to here, we have got the animal dealer, just here, with animal dealer sell point for bales, those types of things. So our animal dealer is here. When we come back along the side of the road, there's things like this, building sites, and I have to say the lighting's great, texture palette's great, the landscape is phenomenal, the sweep and roll, and this is based on a real place. It does say welcome to the edge of the southern Black Forest. My first map in LS is a rough replica of my home village and its surroundings. You know, I'm going to be, if it turns out I have done a map tour on this already and this doesn't seem familiar at all, then I am horrendously terrified that I don't remember this at all. But when I'm reading the description, I'm thinking, I'm sure I've done a map tour by Albi already. When I clicked on his name, or hers, clicked on the name, them, whoever it may be, that the only thing that's in the mod hub by Albi is Southern Black Forest. So I really am hoping. Anyway, so this is plot 2. Now this is what I was going to say. This is what stands out to me and would make me think I would have remembered this. This is the map, which I haven't shown you either, which I normally do. I've done it in a very weird order today. The map looks like this. There's nothing horrendously expensive. As you can see, there's a lot of plots. There's a lot of fields. There's a lot of forestry. It's Bavarian, that mixture of field and forest and village, and it's lovely. So even the largest plots of forestry, 795 grand. If forestry is not your thing, then we get to our fields, and again, there's nothing in the millions. So I just went around thinking, no, that's pretty cool, you know. We start with, on New Farmer, as you can see, we start with all of this. So that's the main farm, plot 1. All these fields we start with on New Farmer, which is great. So I didn't think anything of it. We've got a start farm, that's lovely. So when I looked at plot 2, brace yourself, 1,650,285 for that farm. Now it may well be that in real life, yeah, farms are expensive. The more land you get on it, the more, you know, buildings, that kind of thing. Yeah, I get it, but it's very expensive for a game farm. We've got plot 1, plot 2. There's plot 3 and plot 4, and we've got a couple of other little plots that we'll get to later on. Plot 3, 2,891,385. Plot 4. Brace it, brace, 4,696,245. They're up there. So what I'm going to have to do before I carry on is put some money in. We're definitely going to need some money because I'm going to need to buy those to show you the stuff and the triggers and the bits and bobs on there. I could just walk around and say what they all are. You can see there's a hayloft in front there, 250,000 litre. We've got a horse stable. I suppose I don't technically need to. It will just show you where the triggers are. I should really. That's what I normally do. Can't be lazy with these things. Plot 2 is now purchased. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to buy those other plots that I've just spoken about. So we'll show you in here. So go to plot 3, click on that, do that, or that and that. Those triggers come up. Go to that one, plot 4, do that. And what I'm also going to do, and it'll become more apparent later on, plot 74, when we get there, do that and that. Plot 74 has pigs, and all the way up here, this is a curious one, plot 73, do that, and that. We've got sheep. Now there may well be other pastures. There may be pastures I have missed. That is entirely plausible. There's a lot of small fields. I kind of did a flyover to see if I could see any more animals, because all of the animal pens on the map start with animals in them. They all have some animals in them. I couldn't see any other animals on the map, so if I've missed anything I do apologise. So as I was going to say, hayloft, 250,000 litre. We have got our sleep trigger just over here, and there's a wardrobe trigger. So it's a fairly standard building with the wardrobe trigger in the garage, wherever you're from. Then we've got horses over here. We have 4 out of a potential 8 already in here. I will talk about slot count now. We'll get to the main farm in a moment. The slot count on New Farmer is 1,549. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, it's 1,298. Quite a big difference. Difference between the two, you don't start with any of the vehicles, machinery, equipment on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. But something to be aware of though, if you come onto a Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, Farm Manager 1.5 million, Start from Scratch is 500,000. That won't buy you one of the start farms. You won't have enough, because this one, I think even the start farm, which is just behind us there, plot 1, I think that's 1,508,000 or something. So you don't even have enough unless you borrow from the bank to buy a start farm. So you'd have to start off on those 2 game modes, potentially buying a smaller plot and working your way up. But it's one of those things. It's a lot of money to build up to afford to buy a farm. It's a big chunk of change, especially that contracting yard we'll get to later on, which was over 4 million. We've got some shed and barn space. There's no workshop at this one as far as I can tell. So this is plot 2. That is curious. Just double check that. Oh, that was what I was going to say. The verges, as you can see, right around the edge, and all these bits that have lit up in between. If I click on another point now, you'll see. If I click on these, so the verges of the map can be purchased at 2,307,862. So if you want any of these extra bits and bobs, if you want to add in some extra detail, it's entirely up to you. But you can buy all those odds and ends. I meant to say that when I went around the map earlier. I was just looking at that little fenced-in area. No animals in it. Nothing's come up as an animal pen. Curious. So I've got on my list, on my notes as I go around the map, lots of question marks next to things, because there are a couple of things like, oh, okay, that's curious. It's, interesting that it's got this or doesn't have that. Now we do start with a fair bit of equipment. That's why it goes from 1,549 down to 1,298. All the buildings and stuff are all still here. You just don't start with the vehicles and machinery. So weights, plough, cultivator, seeder. We come across, so we've got some front loader gear. We've got a trailer. We do start with some bales. Very nice indeed. Some hay and some straw. We've got a tractor, bale loader, forestry equipment, fuel tank, slurry, manure spreader. We've got a mower, silage grab we've got in here. Grasswork equipment, all tucked away in here. Baler, bale shredder, windrower, tedder, weeder. It's all here. It's all kicking off. We do start with some cows. We've got 10 Angus cows, 10 of a potential 60 here at the start farm. Over the back, we kind of just did that, but manure heaps here. Now, there we're going to talk about the manure heap. So in the description, it says, in order for the manure heaps to work on the farms, please sell once and buy again. Which is kind of frustrating in that when you sell them, you'll lose money on them, and then you've got to buy them back to get them to work. If that was something that was technically broken, I'm surprised that didn't get fixed in the update. So I'm wondering whether or not the update was bringing it to console, and it just doesn't say, because like I said, I don't remember doing it. But anyway, and then over here we have got chickens, and again we do start with some. So we've got 6 out of a potential 30, and then we do have a farm dog. Just down here, Twister, who was about somewhere. There we go. So that's the farm dog. I am going to go, actually, I'm going to grab a tractor now. I'm going to switch over to a pickup because we're going to need that later on. But from here, if we go out from the farm, we're going to do a weird kind of route round. It's a strange one. I do like the layout. I do like the lay of it. It's got that fantastic, like I say, that sweeping, rolling, it's hilly in places, quite steep in places, but all those lovely little Bavarian houses, and it's great. Stone crusher point just here, but again, it's been added in with a bit more detail, thrown in. It's quite loud past here, so I say sound effects are quite loud. And then here's a curiosity that I do have a question mark against. We have here a beehive, a Langstroth, 10 Langstroth hive beehive. So we go to our map. So we started here, did all these bits, went across the animal dealer, plot 2, plot 1, main farm, stone crusher, and we're here. Now there's no actual point that I can find, I couldn't see one at the farm, for pallets of honey to spawn. I suppose the thing to do, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go into here. Let's go to animals. We'll go to our bees. and we'll go to that. So the land is not owned by me. Right, okay. So there is a beehive to start off with. You just need to place a point for the honey to spawn. That's not on land you own, but you can put more beehives in elsewhere if you wanted to. But so if you wanted to, just put that down. You can start getting some honey. You're not going to get a huge amount. It's a 10 hive Langstroth one, but you know, why not? Give it a go. So up to the vehicle shop, vehicle store. That's where we'll pick up a pickup. I'm not going to have enough money. Oh, what am I talking about? I bought all the land already, haven't I? I was thinking, hang on a minute, I've got to buy all the land now. Because I've done it a different way round this time. Normally I buy the land as I go, but I thought, you know what, rather than going in and out of that and showing it every 5 minutes, we'll do that. So, we have got to the vehicle workshop here at the vehicle store. The main vehicle store is here. This is also the reset point for the map, so if you need to reset anything. So your main vehicle shop is here. As you can see, CLAAS dealer. Around the side, that required mod that you can download if you want to. If you download it, it will be here and accessible for you to use. When you come up to it, it doesn't give any option for saying who it belongs to. Jump in it. It's not on your roster. You don't have to worry about it. It's not on your... but it's, well, I suppose technically it's on the slot count. So it's there to use should you wish to do so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a pickup because it will be a little bit quicker for getting around the rest of the map, and we'll carry on. Job done. Right, let's grab the pickup and we'll carry on. Now I'm going to, a couple of points here, I'm going to throw the drone up. I'll show you on the map where we are and where we're going to and sort of where we're going to end up. But the two of the locations on here are quite a drive. We're going to head out this way first. So that point I said plot 74, I think it was. We follow this road out. And so we'll go this way. And I'll just nip out and go across the grass field. So, plot 74, got a couple of storage barns, buildings, and we've got a little pig pen here. 5 out of a potential 30. Just here. 2 different breeds. Oh, that's what I meant to say. You can, and I came on here to test it, you can, if you buy all the plots of land up, you can remove all of the buildings. You have to remove all the animals from the pens first to be able to remove them, to demolish them. But you can demolish all the buildings on all the farms. The main farm will look like this. And I got the slot count down from 1,549 on New Farmer down to 966. So if you got these farms and you don't want to be, if you don't want to use them, you know, for any what they're already set up for, you can remove all the buildings, which is quite nice. Some maps you can remove some, not all. Some maps you can't remove any. This one, all of the farm areas you can remove everything. So yeah, pigs just there. We're going to cut across the grass a little bit here. There is a road that runs all the way around. It's an interesting one. You come up this track and you can't actually access. This is bale and pallet storage, 250 items. Standard in-game one as far as I can tell. And the road runs out and round. It's quite a route round to come all the way around to get to it. But it is here, bale and pallet storage. You can buy the plot of land, but this building you couldn't remove. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to go to the map. So we came to the vehicle store, out to the pigs, here's the bale and pallet storage. Now out here, this is just a sell point. It's the forest mill. Now to get to the forest mill, you have to sort of come into the main town, follow that road all the way out. When you get to that road, come all the way down there. That's where we are. If we chuck the drone up, swing it around, we can go cross country. We should be able to find it, he says. There we go. So tucked away in the trees here, the forest mill. Now that's not a production chain, that is just a sell point. So it's not a grain mill, it is just a production. And like I say, if we follow the, where is it, the road, it winds its way out of the forest, all the way out to this junction here, that junction, follow that all the way back down, and that brings us back down, eventually, into the town, by the church where we started, and we kind of walked up past the church, up to the animal dealer, which is just here. So that's how you kind of get to it. So that's off there through the trees. What we're going to do now is I'm going to head back around across the bit of land here and carry on our tour. I'm actually looking now because, like I say, I've had a few different messages. I've had a few often when there's loads of stuff going on, you know, and we've been quite short on mods recently, it sort of died off a little bit. I know Giants are very busy, there's all sorts of stuff going on at Giants at the moment. And when you're doing Let's Plays, you've got mod reviews, mods coming out, you've got mods and maps coming out, and you go through a period where you might have mods every single day, mods and maps 2 or 3 times in a week. You can't keep up with it all. Then you get to points like now where there isn't very much. And there have been occasions where I've been away on holiday and I've missed map tours, and people will often say, oh, you're going to do them, or a map's been updated and had a really big update, and I don't always go back to do them. And it was only because a couple of people recently messaged me and I said, oh, I'll go and have a look, and there are a few maps I haven't done map tours on that I missed. So this is a curiosity as well. This has got a question mark against it. So we come here and click on this. We are at the carpentry and wood trade. So that intimates to me, oh, carpentry, cool. Wood trade, you know, whatever it might be. So if we buy that for 100,000 and click on it, it says wood planks to the left. But if we go over here, it's just wood in and wood chip out. No planks, it's not a carpentry. It is literally just turning wood into wood chip, this one here. So something to be aware of. Yeah, that's all it does. Bring your wood here, wood chip out. No actual carpentry, but it's a minor thing. Carrying on from here, I will show you, as I always do on the map, where we are and where we've been, potentially where we're going. So I'm going to have a bit of a scour through and see what other ones I've missed. With things like this, if you buy up the verges, the periphery, all the in-between bits, which are quite expensive on here, if you put in some government subsidy signs, or you're playing it on multiplayer and you set up some extra farms and move money around, however you go about putting money onto your maps, that's entirely to you. It does give you the ability to a lot of those places that don't have sell points in the village. You've got all these little, that looks like a little tavern, and you've got a little shop kiosk. You've then got the ability, if you want to put in extra sell points if you want to put sell points in. So we're at plot 3 now. So plot 3, sleep trigger is just here. We've got some barn space in here, just there. We have got a fuel point round the back, 2 silage clamps, and then we've got our cows in here. 20 of out of a potential 150. Now this one was quite expensive as well, and again, I get it, in real life, you know, a plot of land with animals and barns and buildings and that kind of stuff, they're not cheap, but it's a fair amount. It's a big chunk of change, isn't it? So we came back across from there, followed it right way around, right way through to the carpentry, that one there, carpentry and wood trade, then came across to here, sorry, to plot 3. Yeah, 2,891,000. She be pricey. Just looking actually now to think out to that direction. Let's throw the drone up. Go that way. There's a little sliver. I just need to be certain. Oh no, sorry. I was just looking at the map, and you've got a little sliver of land. Oh, that could be a pasture. There could be animals on it. No. So there are lots of, you know. What I like on this one is another one of those ones where you can buy up fairly cheap plots next to each other. There's not fencing, there's not loads of trees between them, and you can plough them together. Or, you know, once you start building things up, you can absolutely go for it. So this is plot 3. I'm going to throw the drone up again, because all the way out here we have the sawmill. Large forested area, but it is broken up into sections. So from here, if we throw the drone up, we'll follow the road. I was going to drive, but it's a bit, you know, it's a bit of a drive, and when we get out there, it's a sawmill. Follow this all the way out. We come to the sawmill, standard sawmill, nothing crazy, nothing over and above what is considered standard. So there's our sawmill tucked away, back to our vehicular mode of transportation. And we could do a sweeping run around, and I think we haven't got any sell points or any factories, productions or anything out that direction, or animal pens or anything like that as far as I can tell. So we're going to whiz up and back through the town. Like I say, it's very picturesque. It's really nice. I think because it's been done, you know, close to the real location. I've got to be careful here because we kept getting this thing where the vehicles keep stopping at junctions. There we go. So sweep up past here where we started at the bus stop, and then we come out to here. We've got an interesting kind of sports facility. I mean, I'm by no means a sportsman. I was in my youth, but not so much now. So as we can see, we've got water polo to our left, snooker pitches to our right hand side, and quite clearly archery over there. I'm just joking, of course I am, but it's interesting. It's just that, you know, breaks up the landscape, something a little bit different in it. So if we turn around here, this takes us to plot 4. So this was the one that was 4 million, and this is a contractor's yard. In that there are no animals. We've got lots of open space here for placeables, but again, it's that thing of that's all well and good, but it's a lot of money to buy to start off with. So as we have already purchased it, we have got a jet whoosh just here. We do have a small greenhouse. That's what cost the 4 million. Whew, pricey, them small greenhouses. We do have a sleep trigger just there at the farmhouse, and then if we come in here, we do have a workshop trigger there, and I think we have a fuel point around the back as well. This does come with this field next door as well, so this placeable area here as well. Because I kept thinking, I came out here and I thought, am I missing animal pens or something? It looks like there should be stuff here, but there's no other required mods. But you do start with, you do have this field added on. I mean, is it a 4 million field? It's not my place to judge. And again, all these buildings, if we go into here, let's go, I'll show you, we can get rid of all of them if you want to. If the farmhouse isn't your jam, if you want to put different greenhouses on, you've got the shed across the road as well, right next to the archery centre. Oh, I didn't get rid of that, but anyway, yeah, so can all be got rid of. From here then, we're going to head, I need to make sure I take the right road. I took that road because all that looks nice, winds out to where I'm heading, and I came to a dead end at some trees, so I've got to make sure I go the correct route. So we're heading out to the northeast of the map, which will bring us to the last of the sell points. There's a buy point out here as well, and this is where the sheep pen is. Now the sheep pen, I'm sure with a bit more in-depth, I mean, I suppose you'd have to bring out trailers of feed and stuff. This is where the sheep pens. We saw the pigs. There's a sheep pasture out here, and I didn't initially notice it. It was only when I drove out here to check on what was out here. And again, the landscape, you've got some nice sweeping stuff. And you get to here, and it's hilly. It's not going to be, you know, it's not straightforward. So here to the right, there was this pen, really steep on, and you can see why the animal pens were modded, because obviously they've got to fit onto this sort of landscape. Standard ones won't fit on there. So if we come here, and we bought this plot of land already. This was plot 73, wasn't it? We have got a gate this end, which we can open. We've got a dialogue box just here for our sheep, and as you can see, we do start with some. This pen can also be removed, as can the pig pen. We click on there, so we've got 7 out of a potential 15 sheep already in here. I don't know where the feed and water point is, because it is a pasture, so I would assume it has got one. But there's no blue, there's no icons. There must be in the field somewhere, but I don't know where. Like I say, that would normally there's a little trough, or there'll be a little basket thing or something for, you know. But I don't know for definite. But there is a sheep pasture there. What we can do, if we go into here and go down to our animals, and let's go down till we find our sheep. Yeah, water required. Water and food, they do need it. So it's curiosity. Oh, that's what I meant to show. Oh, I'm having a mare. At the main farm, in the cow barn, there's a tractor with a mower on the front of it, and it's got a forage wagon on the back of it with 5,000 litres of grass in it as well. So you do start with a bit of feed there at the main farm. So here, this is agribusiness. This is the agribusiness buy station. It says agribusiness sale. Here you can buy seed, fertiliser and lime. Across here we've got agribusiness potato and beet haul. Over here we've got wood chip sale. And over here we've got agribusiness sell point, so just a general sell point. And then around the back we've got another stone crusher sell point just here. Like I say, if I've missed something, I do apologise. If we come back up to there, so we are now all the way up here. We went up to the farm there. Now, there are no icons to show there because there's no... I mean, I got rid of all the buildings as well. There was a sleep trigger there, obviously. And there was the fuel and workshop trigger, but there's no animal pens or anything there. And then we went back out to that road, followed this all up to there, to this corner. If there are any other pastures, like I say, I have kind of tried to have a look and see if I can find anything else. But that, as far as I can tell, is the map. That is Southern Blackforest, one of the missed, forgotten maps by MrSealyp. So this is by Albi. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do. Thanks for watching.